Hello, investors. Welcome to the Thursday New York Open live trading session. Yours truly, Mandela. I have the mic working today. So if you are in the live chat, please remind me or let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. We are live streaming on Thursday, 17th of July, 2025. I'm based in London and we are on the CTI YouTube channel. Let's have a look and see what markets have been doing recently. We've had quite a remarkable move since last week's show on the front of Bitcoin. It's moved astronomically, I guess some may say. And I'm going to pull up that chart right now so we can have a look at it. Here we go. Okay, so here's the Bitcoin chart. And we're gonna put on a little bit of music in the background so we can kind of set the scene here. Okay, so Bitcoin's moved up. We have quite a few what I would call large speculators who are trying to short this Bitcoin move. And as a result of trying to short the Bitcoin move, it's ended up moving higher. So this is a commitment of traders chart. And as part of the commitment of traders chart, you will usually get the commitment of traders showing large speculators in the blue and the commercials in the red. So we're actually going to work on we're going to do an actual tutorial on this so that everybody has sight of it and you know exactly what it is, because it can be quite confusing when you haven't seen a commitment of traders report before, and this is, I guess, your first time seeing it. You may think, okay, well, I don't know what this is. This looks very, very, very confusing to me. So let's put it back up. I'm gonna do a quick little crash course on commitment of traders, and then we'll get over to the live chat, and then we'll get over to some talk about some giveaways as well, because we have some giveaways that are coming up a little bit later on in the show. So commitment of traders report gets released every Friday, and it's based on Tuesday's data, depending on how you prefer to refer to it as. And as part of the commitment of traders data, you will see the blue is indicative of what's usually referred to as the large speculators. Large speculators tend to be wrong most of the time. They tend to be on the wrong side of the trade. So here they were selling or shorting and they were on the wrong side. Similarly, now we're getting large speculators still trying to short here into this move higher in crypto. The remaining short, and we have the commercials who we like to follow. Those are more like the pension funds, banks. They're getting long into this rally. So this is something that we like to kind of talk about. We do see there's a little pullback happening in Bitcoin, which I think is to be expected, but always something to be very mindful of as we are trading. We like to look at things under the hood. We like to look at what else is going on in the market to support our thesis and to help give us confidence in placing our trades, managing our trades, and then exiting our trades. All right, let's have a look at the live chat, because we got a group of lively people here. So Justina's there. Hey, Justina. We're going to be giving away a prize a little bit later for an account, a special account from CTI. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be before the end of the show. We have Rosario. He's in the live chat as well. Hey, Rosario. A reminder to kindly like, comment, and subscribe. You can also share this video to people who you know would enjoy something like this. And also we've got Andrew in the live chat. We're going to ask for this one, for today, what we have is we're going to do something a little bit different. Just slightly different today. So we're going to ask you to go to our previous video from last Thursday. So it's going to take a little bit of research, a little bit of work. Find last week's video And I'm going to put Justine on the spot here and say, Justina, if you are able to find the link for that video from last week, that will probably save people a lot of digging and typing. But find the video from last week, and in the previous video from last week, I want you to comment something about what the video did for you or how it helped you, and make sure to include in there hashtag CTI. So capital CTI hashtag. So first step, find last week's video, last Thursday's New York Open video, to comment on that video with some feedback and as well hashtag CTI. And you'll be entered into a draw for an account with CTI. Okay, I think that's pretty clear. All right, just gonna clean up my charts. Just realizing that. Okay, there we go. All right, I think we're good to go. So pre-market today looks like things are kind of in the green. We have quite a few. We had quite a few news announcements earlier today, so we'll pull those up now. And we like to look at what's happening on the, I guess, the more macroeconomic spectrum. And if we scroll down here, we got, I wouldn't call this necessarily a slew of data, but it's definitely some data that we got. So it would have been roughly an hour ago out of the US. So these are the announcements, and across the board, it's pretty strong numbers, good numbers on retail sales. Unemployment claims came in better than expected, so that's very helpful as well. And then Philly Fed Manufacturing Index as well, coming in better than expected. Import prices came in lower than expected. So just a great start to the day. Reminder for those of you who do trade indexes and who also trade options, tomorrow is options expiration for the month of July. So just something to be mindful of as we prepare for the rest of the week. So today could be a little jiggy, a little choppy. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, data-wise, we've had what I would call the bulk of the data for today. There is a G20 meeting happening a little bit in the, I guess, periphery. So maybe that doesn't impact us too much, depending on what you're trading. Maybe you're trading Forex, you may be more exposed. So I would be looking for a potential press statement or some sort of announcement out of the G20, but tends not to be a major a market mover. And then we have FOMC speakers a little bit later. I know Federal Reserve Chairman Powell was in the news a lot yesterday, and him and Trump kind of at odds. So we don't need to go down that path too long, but it's definitely making headlines yesterday. We'll see if it comes back into headlines today. Yeah, I think commitment of traders is something that we use to our advantage, but it's a little bit lagging, and it tends to be it's more long term and more for I would look at it for more of a longer term hold or swing, or something that you're looking to hold for at least a couple weeks into a couple of months. All right, so just a reminder, if you are typing hashtag CTI, my apologies, hashtag CTI, please type hashtag CTI in a comment to the video from last week. The video from last week, not this video, the video from last week. And we'll be making that draw a little bit later on. All right, what else do we have here? Just scrolling through. So dollar, interesting. Dollar reacted yesterday to that Fed news. So kind of whipsawed around. So this would have been at the time that we received that news. So the initial move, I guess, was the announcement that the White House was likely to fire Powell or get rid of him. And then Trump came out and said that that wasn't actually the case. So kind of like a 1-2 punch. So punch down and then move back up. This would have been around the time of the close yesterday, somewhere here. So it's definitely showing us that market participants don't like the idea of Powell. Actually, well, yesterday, they don't like the idea of Powell being forcibly removed, or at least the attempt to forcibly remove Powell. But like, you never really know if this changes. I mean, there are many arguments that can be made about a new Fed chair who is very dovish, who does start aggressively cutting rates and doing these cuts that Trump is calling for. So we're just going to have to wait and see. So right now I'm going to just put a timer up on the top right. And this will remind me that we have a little bit more time before markets open. And we're going to go to our old faithful, or young faithful, I guess you can call it. This is the S&P here. So just having a expanded contemplation on the S&P. So if we kind of want to walk this through here, this would have been the price overnight. We got a nice breakout through the highs of what would be considered the Asian session. This here is where we closed. So the closing price yesterday. This is the highest price that we've seen overnight. And of course, this is the lowest price we've seen overnight, which happens to be the low hit during the overnight Asian session. So we're pretty much in a somewhat holding pattern today. Like I said, tomorrow is options expiration, so it tends to be a little bit more clunky. But having said that, we've seen days where on options expiration, or the eve of options expiration, which is today, prices can still move and give us opportunities. Yesterday was very interesting because we got a pretty strong move out of that Fed news. So this was here we go. So this was Wednesday here. So that news yesterday from the White House brought us down pretty sharply, and then that was bought up very quickly by, I guess you could call, very brave buyers stepping up and deciding to pick up S&P for cheap. All right, so 1 minute left until we have the market open today. I'm gonna get everything lined up. We'll put up Koifin. Koifin is what we use for kind of data and broad market analysis. So if you want to check them out, koifin.com. A reminder, this is the CTI YouTube channel. Yours truly, Mandela, kicking it with you today from the London trading desk. And we have just a matter of seconds until the markets open in the US. All right. Okay, we're getting ready for the countdown for markets to open in the US. New York Open is about to happen momentarily. Okay. Let's see. Prices are starting to move. We have PepsiCo. They announced earnings this morning, and markets are now open. Everything's live. Everything's open. We're going to see what the action has to hold, what the price has to hold today for financial markets. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to get my charts ready. And then I'll just give you one more reminder. So a little bit later on, if you are in the live chat, we will be giving away one free account. All you have to do is step one. Actually, let's put that down. Step one, go to last week Thursday's video. Step 2, type a comment in last week Thursday's video and make sure in your comment to include hashtag symbol. So the hashtag CTI for City Traders Imperium, and you will be entered into a draw for a funded account or a challenge account. That's all you got to do. So take your time. We'll probably do that in the next 20 minutes or so. And make sure you're commenting on make sure you're commenting on last week's video and not today's video. Today's video will not get you entered into the prize. It has to be next week's video. Okay, so we're going to go here and then we're going to see how things open today. We're in, yeah, we're grooving. We're grooving today. Okay. All right, I am gonna do my thing. So we're gonna turn up the music a little bit, get a little flow mode going, little flow. Like being in the flow. So here we go. Turn up the music, and I will be just tuning in the charts, getting ready for this open here. Let me know in the chat if you think that the music is a little too loud. Just put a Y in the chat. If you think the music is too loud, put an N in the chat if you think the music is okay. Just so that I know what we're dealing with. Y in the chat if the music is too loud. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Just gonna refresh this. Let's do this real quick. All right, now we're cooking, I think. Now we're good. All right, I'm gonna do my thing for a few seconds here, just getting everything lined up for today. We mentioned that options expiration is tomorrow, so it's always the third Friday of the month where you get the monthly options expirations. And that's what's happening today. So just be aware of it. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's definitely going to be a difficult market to trade, but I do know of traders who decide not to trade because it's OPEX week or because it's the day before OPEX or OPEX day. All right, just setting up everything here. All right, I'm gonna show you my working out here, show you what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is S&P overnight, also known in some circles as the US 500. And I'm gonna see if, yeah, there we go. Okay. So showing us a high, overnight high of 62.77. So we'll do that here, 62.77. 62.77 on the dot. Cool. Lock it off and then just double check the low is in fact 62.48 spot 5. 62.48 spot 5, so that needs to be shifted. All right, cool. That's done. We can put it on the bottom. Cool. All right, that's done. So let me just lock it. All right, so we'll highlight some levels in a minute once we get this done. Previously is high. I think it needs to change. Have I changed my levels? It's Wednesday. Yeah, that needs to change as well. So this was yesterday's high. Yeah, there we go. So we're actually sitting at around yesterday's high now. Make sure yesterday's low is in there. Yeah, previous day's low was a week low. So this is the low that we hit after we got that rumor. So we first got unconfirmed rumors from the White House that Trump was likely to fire Powell soon, and then shortly after, that was proved to be untrue during a press conference with Trump in the White House Oval Office, and that's kind of where we saw the whipsaw. So buying the dip was definitely in yesterday. So this was the high yesterday. We finished at the highs yesterday. So that's 62.68 spot 12. Here we go. Perfect. And then we'll lock that off. And now we're going to put in the opening range high and low. So opening range high is 62.67 spot 27. Okay. Also interesting to note, yesterday the opening range high and low, the opening range low in particular, held up very well in the first hour or two, first 2 hours of the day. And then later on in the day, we got some good respect off of the opening range high yesterday. So it's, for me, it's confirmation that the strategy does work and the process does work over time. It's not going to work 100% at the time, but it does work over time, especially if you're disciplined and stick with it. So 62.62 spot 27. Okay, 62.27. There we go. Getting a breakout now of the opening range high. So just set that up. And then we'll set this one up here. Okay, and the low here is 62.27. Okay, we did that. And then the high of the first five is 62.69.98. All right, cool. Now we're good. So lock that off. And we are rocking and we are rolling. Double check that the pre-market high was 77 on the nose. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so that could be an upside target. I'll go through the scenarios now. Some people call it the pathing, but I prefer to use the term scenarios. So looks like we're creeping higher here. I'm gonna actually get ready for what could be a possible opportunity. Okay. All right, so it's holding a little here at the highs. What would be the highs of the day? Also right underneath the opening range high. Very interesting to see it starting with a little bit of strength here. So what we're doing is just preparing for a possible breakout above the opening range high. And yeah, it's something that we've spoken about at length on a lot of the previous live shows, live streams. Talking about previous live streams, reminder to check out last week's video and comment hashtag CTI to be entered into a live draw for a CTI account. All right. Okay. Yeah, so we're getting that breakout that we talked about. Gonna look for price to hold above this breakout level. If it can hold above, then I think we're gonna hold we're gonna enter. Okay. Okay, so let's see what happens here. It's still early days. I tend to want to wait for at least the first 15 minutes to elapse. Sometimes you can get a market that is moving quite quickly, and that's what we're seeing now. So getting that upward breakout, this is interesting to see so early in the day. The questions now are, is this going to hold? Let's look at a 1 minute chart. We have S&P kind of just, I would call this moving quite forcefully here in the first 20 minutes, well, not even, first 11 minutes of the day. So I think first port of call on this uptrain is potentially this pre-market high coming in at 62.77. We just double checked that. So that's the overnight high. That's easy. I would call that low-hanging fruit at the moment. 62.77 could be a potential target for some people just looking to reach maybe that first stop on the train. So second stop, if we break above that, then if we move higher, actually, let's do some arrows. Here we go. So first stop is pre-market high 62.77. And then next one looks like what would have been the all-time highest close. So the highest closing price in the history of the S&P was hit last week Thursday, funnily enough. And that was here just below 62.80. So that's also a possibility. Next one is a previous all-time high from Thursday, 3rd of July. And then the previous all-time high before that, which was on last Thursday as well. That's coming in at 62.90. So it looks like we just ticked the pre-market high, barely, just got to it just for a quick second. Another thing we like to do is keep an eye out on the time. So if you're wondering the times here, so this is New York. New York time is down here. I think this is a few seconds delayed. But this is the real time in Bermuda, sunny island of Bermuda, where I'm going to be going back to visit very shortly. So this is Bermuda time. So if you are in the UK or GMT, you'll add 4 hours. If you're in New York, you just subtract 1. It's easy enough. All right, so reaching that pre-market high here. Let's see, the reaction at this point is, I think, key as we kind of pull back a little bit. We're very hesitant to pull the trigger here. This is the highs of the day. We're at what could be a reversal point, which is the pre-market high. So let's see. We're gonna wait and see here as we remain above the opening range. So that's a good sign. And it looks like we're gonna follow through. So we trade momentum, and as long as the momentum is continuing higher, we want to be participating in that momentum. Here we go. All right, so we've reached that pre-market high target we talked about. We'll go through the other targets as well. So I guess target 1 is here. Pre-market high, we've pretty much hit that. I think you will all agree that. Next one would be the all-time highest close, and then previous all-time high would be the third target, and then the fourth target here. Now, this is very optimistic. This is a little less optimistic, and I think this is the least optimistic out of the three. But we've seen a really nice, clean, what I would call a clean breakout here of the opening range. I am a little bit mindful of the time of day, which means there is always a possibility that we could get a little pullback, maybe just retest this opening range high one more time. And this would be, I guess, a second line. We talked about second line. Some people call it a break and retest. So that's also a possibility here. So if you think of it as sellers coming in, maybe just pushing the price back to revisit what would be this opening range high, which was hit here. So one more time, giving I guess, just asking the question: if you did get in earlier today, are you still interested? Are you looking to hold on to this for longer? So that's a scenario as well. I would probably say this is scenario B at the moment. Scenario A is we probably continue higher, hit second target, hit third target. That would be nice. So that's also, I would call that scenario A. Sorry for all the messiness. I was told that I do write like a doctor. So I've been told that before, but I am not. I am not a doctor. So these are the scenarios that we're looking at now. Scenario A seems to be in the lead. Looking for that second target at the all-time highest close, which is 62.80. And we'll clear this up. And I'm going to have a quick look at some other market internals and some other things just to get some confirmation here. So it's interesting to see NASDAQ as well. NASDAQ is moving with this S&P trend. Just getting a message saying Unity Software, symbol U for uniform, or U for Unity. It's up 10% today. So keep an eye out on Unity Software. Okay. Yeah, that strength is good. I'm going to put a little alert here underneath the price. And that will keep us safe and sound. Okay. Let's see. So patience is a virtue here. Patience with a capital P is a virtue here. All right. So just having a look at what the possibilities could be. All right. The longer we can stay above this pre-market high, so the longer we can stay above 62.77, the more, I guess, the more strength we're seeing, the more confidence we're seeing here. And price could follow through nicely. Okay. Other things I look at sometimes, and this is a secret sauce stuff. This is secret sauce. I look at the ADD, so that's the advancers minus the decliners. That's showing strength as well from the open. So this is telling us that more and more companies are advancing today, or in the green today. Quick look at the NICE or NICE, depending on your pronunciation. That's the tick, and that's the cumulative tick, and then this is volume. So up volume minus down volume, and we're getting a move. It's like it doesn't want to let anybody in. I don't know if there was some tweets, but we're moving to that second target, and this is the trade that we love so much. This is the trade that we do. It's our bread and butter. So about to hit that second target. So if you're just joining us, we got a very clean breakout of the opening range. Oops, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Here we go. And then it's this one. So this is what we kind of look for in entering. And then we would have hit what we were calling for, the pre-market high, or some people refer to it as the overnight high. And now we're following through. Momentum's still there. We've just passed the train stop called all-time highest close, and maybe pausing there for a little bit. But yeah, we definitely hit that target as well. This is something that we were identifying earlier as a potential target. So let's see. I'm gonna move my alert up to about here. 62.79. Okay. I am going to have a look at the live chat in a moment, but I need to get into this. So here we go. Entering a trade on the S&P. This is not financial advice. Please remember you are responsible for your own investing decisions. Nothing in this show should be construed or viewed as investment advice. We do have to say this. Anybody viewing this should consult an investment professional before making any decisions based on topics mentioned in this show. And also down in the description under this video, you will be able to see quite a bit of similar verbiage to that effect. Just remember, nothing that is said during this show is financial advice. And talking about the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Let's have a peek at the live chat. Okay. All right, got quite a few active peeps in the chat. So trying to multitask is my New Year's resolution. I keep mentioning that, but I have about 5 months left to improve on it. So we got Justina in the live chat, keeping everybody in line. Thank you very much, Justina. And you know what? I'm gonna add a pool in here. Okay, so here we go. Start a pool. Okay, I'm gonna try and figure this out. Okay, start a pool. Okay, so have you commented on last Thursday's video with the term hashtag CTI? And of course, my keyboard doesn't have a hashtag in it. Okay, here we go. And then it's a yes or a no. I'm gonna just put hashtag. There we go. So if you have done that, you know what I mean. I honestly don't know why my keyboard is oh, here we go. Okay, it's a European keyboard. So in the pool, have you commented on last Thursday's video with hashtag CTI? And I've just started the pool. See if we can get some engagement. So we're still getting some follow through here. It's nice, a very nice move out of the opening range. This is textbook. We are in, and we're just chilling. We're chilling. We're just watching this. We have our stop loss in place. And we are effectively in profit at the moment. So I'm gonna just manage my trade a little bit as we continue moving higher, moving and grooving, as they say. Moving and grooving. Here we go. Getting quite a few messages. So thank you to everybody for your messages. Really appreciate those. SPX. Okay, so sometimes you just have to react to the price moves. We've had first target, second target, third target. Zoom out a little bit to get a little bit of a more bigger perspective. Some people call it big picture, a big picture perspective. Sometimes I think these charts are kind of like pieces of art at times, especially when things are working in our favor. Okay, we have, okay, so this is good. I'm gonna put a stop loss, an alert here at 62.80. Okay, 62.81. There we go. Okay, 62.81. Yep, alerts there. And we are moving and a grooving. Make sure to enter the pool. So there is a pool in the live chat. Let us know if you have entered hashtag CTI in last week Thursday's video. Again, a bit of a respect. Okay, looks like we're turning here. I'm gonna have to exit this trade real quick. Excuse me. So what I'm gonna do is move my stop loss and be a little bit less impulsive. a little bit more patient here. Okay, so stop loss is going to be in profit. Here we go. Okay, so prices tend not to go up and down in straight lines. So what we're doing is we've entered a position here and we are looking to protect that profit. If the price comes back and takes us out, then we're happy to take the profit on this trade. If the price continues higher, then we want to maximize our profits on these trades. So let's see. Now, to keep me on track, I'm going to put a timer up for the live draw. So 5 minutes from now, we will give away a, I believe it's a 10K. Yes, it's a 10K account with City Traders Imperium, and it will be a one-step. So you'll get more details if you are the winner. But reminder on the rules, which are you're only allowed one entry. Head over to last week Thursday's video, comment on the video, and put hashtag CTI in the comments, and you'll be entered to win. I want to say a shout out to the live chat. We've got a good group of people. It's very lively, and we appreciate your participation in the live chat. So thank you very much. I know everybody's busy doing many things, but thank you for watching. We do these each and every Thursday, 15 minutes before the market opens. Okay, so roughly 4 minutes left. So if you have a friend who you think may want to get an account with CTI, just share the video and maybe share the instructions with them so they know exactly what they need to do. Okay, so we're holding up here. Glad that we moved our stop loss. Let's put a horizontal line. So stop loss is roughly here. So that's kind of keeping us on side. Stop loss. Okay, cool. And we'll make it bigger so everybody in the back rows can see. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we all know what's going on. We entered the trade on S&P as it was, we were talking a little bit too much, missed the actual official breakout, but that's what happens sometimes when you're live on YouTube. That's all right. But we're still seeing some follow through here. If we zoom out a little, this 5-minute candle is pausing, a little bit of consolidation actually on a short-term time frame. But we're still in. We are in profit on the trade, and we've locked in our stop losses actually in profit as well. So if it hits our stop loss, then we're out. If it keeps us in, then that's fine too. And our stop loss was just hit. All right, so didn't get out at the peak, but you know what? That's okay. Good trade. A good trade is a good trade. So profit wise, let me do the calculations. Good, it was a good trade. Followed our rules. Able to get in and get out quite nimbly. And 136, not a bad trade at all. All right, so yeah, 136. And looks like it hit our stop loss, and now it's reversing higher again, as it does. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Bitcoin perking up nicely. Okay, Ethereum tried to pull back a little, and now is getting bought on dip. That's good. Tesla as well. Tesla's doing well, holding up okay. US dollar, not a whole lot of movement to be fair. Gold looks like it's starting to bottom out, So that's one to keep an eye on. I'll put a little alert here for Google just to see if it can fully get back gain some ground. That will remind me. Come back and look at gold. Have a look at silver as well. Been following a few people who trade platinum. I'm not going to worry about oil. NASDAQ is ripping. Ooh, okay, so this looks like we may want to get a second bite of the cherry here because it looks like it stopped us out and it's going to continue. I am going to place another trade up here. I know it looks like I'm chasing, but I'm going to place a trade. So we're going to do the live draw. I'm just going to tee up a trade possibility here. Yeah, it looks good to me. It looks good from where I'm sitting. So cashed in, banked the first set of profits. Now looking to kind of get back in on what could be a second move higher. Okay. Reminder to anybody who is trading options. I almost made a mistake just now. If you are trading options, make sure that you are using the SPXW as opposed to so there's 2 contracts that expire today because tomorrow is options expiration. The one that I use expires today at the market close. The one that I don't recommend using, or the one that's a little tricky and usually more expensive and more complicated, will expire tomorrow morning before the market opens. So just to be mindful of that. I know some of you do trade futures, some of you trade CFDs, some of you trade prop firm accounts. But for all the options traders out there, just be mindful of that. Okay, let's see here. I will do the draw. Just bear with me here as I ready the ship. And so the rationale here is that we do make a new high for the day, push a bit higher. We hit that, what would have been called the 3rd target. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, our stop loss was hit. So we can take that out. Stop loss was hit in profit. This is the next target. So that's where we're aiming for. And then this would be the 3rd target. And looks like we could be making a new high for the day. That's what we're preparing for. Okay, I think I've delayed the prize giving long enough. So let's have a gander. Looks like 88% of people, just looking at the pool here, 88% of people have commented on the last Thursday's video with hashtag CTI. Okay, so I'm going to go and pull up. Okay. YouTube. Comment. Okay. Okay, I think this is it. This is what we want. Just bear with me for a second. Okay. I had all this ready before, I promise. Okay, this is the one here. Okay. Okay, this is it here. All right, let's use this one. So what we'll do is, here we go. We'll have a pull up of the video from last week. So CTI YouTube channel. If you did follow the instructions, you would have gone to what was last week's video, which was here, last week Thursday's video to be exact. And you would have commented. Here we go. So we have entries from Cozy, Lady M. We got, I'm not gonna even try and say that one, but thank you for the love. I'll say Otan. We got Pips Made Simple, and then Murtala. So 6 entries so far, and we're gonna take this link. Thank you very much for the comments, and also thank you very much for the feedback. And we'll do this, and then we'll do this. Okay, not that. Okay, there we go. I think that's what we want. Okay, S&P pulling back a little bit. This is the video link. All right, so here we go. All the best to everyone. Okay. All right, so we want to say keyword filter. Yes, keyword filter is going to be, how do we do the hashtag last time? This is so weird. Hilarious. Okay. Let's see if we go back to the video. Actually, I noticed. So to keep it fair, I'm gonna just put. Looks like nobody really followed the instructions. Only 2 people followed. Let's see. So we only had 2 people today. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna actually, and they didn't put hashtag CTI. All right, so let's put anything goes, include replies, allow duplicates. No, here we go. So pick a winner. All right, so official Cozy. So official Cozy, congratulations on winning. Please send a message in the live chat with your either your IG handle or your X handle, and we will make sure that you get the free live account. So official Cozy was the winner. Congratulations, winning a free account. Well done, well done, well done. Thank you very much for participating. Okay, let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. There we go. Okay, so back towards the highs of the session. Looks like it may make a new high of day. Very possible that we see a new high of day here. Keep in mind, this was the all-time high hit on Thursday, the 3rd of July, and all-time high hit Thursday, 10th of July. And then all-time high, the actual all-time high that has been respected. These were previous. This is the current all-time high, sitting at 63.02, hit on Tuesday of this week. Okay. All right. Where are we at? Looks like it wants to go. So another thing that I started putting in is things like the 15-minute opening range high. So 15-minute opening range high would be this one here. Actually, let's delete that and let's copy that. Okay. 15-minute opening range high. Here we go. go. So pretty much 15-minute opening range high is effectively the same as the pre-market high. So we'll leave that. And then this will be the 30-minute high, which we're just about just where we are now. This will be the 30-minute opening range high. So the highest of the first 30 minutes. Okay, and then just get the level right. 62.83.41. 62.83.41. That's right. Okay, dokie. Bang. And we're good. So respecting that for now. Zoom out. Respecting that now. So let's see where we go from here. At the present moment, we are just watching very cautiously, as prices seem to be just falling back off of that, what would have been the 30-minute high of day, previous high of day, 30-minute high, moving back down towards the all-time highest close. If we zoom out, I'll show you the other levels. Here we go. So just to give a bit of perspective for those of you who don't trade S&P at all. Okay. So this would have been all-time high that was hit on Thursday, 3rd of June, and the price respected that and came down. This was the all-time high hit last week, Thursday, hit that and came down. And then this week we were able to get all-time high here at 63.02, and since then it's come down. I believe, you know what? I gotta check this, but okay, yeah, that was Tuesday morning. Yeah, okay. So we've respected this. This is the highest price in the history of the S&P. Moved down as low as this one. So this was the all-time high on the way up, hit on the 30th of June. And we were able to get actually as low as the June close yesterday on that Fed chair news out of the White House. All right, so we're going to wrap up the show in a little bit. I'm going to have to finish it off. Just a reminder to anybody who would like more information, please feel free to contact me. My details are right down there in the description. Lot more content like this. I'll be on tomorrow. We will simulcast tomorrow's live session on the CTI YouTube channel. So right here on CTI's YouTube channel, you don't even have to go anywhere. We'll be back here tomorrow, this time, doing a very similar show with the Friday Open. And also, you can check us out on Signature FX, which is our YouTube channel. That's it. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching the show. We do really thank you for time and attention. I know some of you may be watching the replay. Some of you are watching it live with us. And we really do appreciate your time, because it's important. It's important when we get feedback and we get people who are actively looking to grow and to try and build their trading knowledge and their trading skills. So gonna go quickly, very quickly through the live chat here, looking at comments from RDM. General Mortala is in the house. Peter Minciamoni saying, which way are we headed? We have Andre LLC, Andralik. Apologies in advance if I am not pronouncing your name perfectly. I'm doing the best I can. So we have Jay Cops as well. Andrew is in the chat. Pump it up, DJ. Pump it up, DJ Mandela, trader, singer, and now DJ. So hopefully the music is at an acceptable level. Andrew usually keeps me in line with the right level of music, because you don't want it to be too overpowering where you can't hear the words at all. So Andrew, thank you. Andrew will be also on the show tomorrow on our Signature FX YouTube channel. Dishi is kicking it with us today. Also, special thank you to Justina, who's the sensible one. The most sensible one in the live chat is Justina. So thank you, Justina. Lots of love here. Lots of love for CTI. Just going through a little bit more. I was a little poor keeping up with the live chat today. HT is also in there. Got a lot of hashtag CTIs in this one. I think the instructions maybe weren't quite clear. Addy99 as well. In the house. Raw materials. Hashtag CTI. Big CTI fan. So happy belated birthday to CTI. Happy belated 7th birthday from Sunday. The Sunday was the celebrations, and there's been a lot of giveaways since then. Vikash also in the house. Addy330. I see HT. Trying not to mention people twice. So got a question about NASDAQ 100. So we did cover that in the beginning of the very, very, very beginning of this live stream. So you can take a look at our thoughts about NASDAQ and RDM. I think we may have mentioned RDM. There's another one, Fu. Happy birthday coming from Fu. Happy 7th birthday. We appreciate you, Fu. And I think we covered most people here. I mentioned Little Cups. A lot of comments here from Andrelic. And so 85% of people answered yes, that they had entered for the prize giveaway. Lots of love. I see a lot of love in the chat as well. Okay, Cozy Official was the winner. So to claim your prize, Cozy, please post your Instagram handle or your Twitter handle, and CTI will take care of it from there. Okay. Addy99 is chilling with us. Okay, that's it. Looks like I've covered everybody. So we really do appreciate everybody who is in the live chat with us. And with that, I'm gonna say have a great Thursday. Remember, you don't have to make $1 million today. You don't have to make any world record trades today. We have OPEX, so options expiring tomorrow. So the environment can be a little bit tricky to navigate today. So keep it simple, keep it tight. If you're trading short term, stick to your process. And if you can stick to your process, then you've done everything that you can within reason. Please reach out to us. As we said, we're happy to always connect with like-minded traders. And until next time, I think we're just going to say, protect capital, be smart, and all the best. See you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Peace.